Hello YouTube, Komodo Gaming here, bringing you yet another exciting episode of Scrap Mechanic. Well, I guess you can call it exciting. I'm not really sure what you call it. Anyways, I've created a new world here. I've got kind of a little garage I'm going to show you. It's not really very useful because it's really hard to build things inside enclosed areas. The lift tends to freak out. But anyways, I kind of figured it's somewhere where I can store some of my creations. But today, we're going to build, and it's not going to be a specific F-Zero craft. It's just going to be a kind of a generic one. It's just like the ideal of a racecraft that hovers off the ground and is just really fast. So let's go ahead and start here. Get a couple materials that I'm going to need. I watched a couple videos how people make vehicles hover, so I've got an idea how I'm going to do that. This is something I really haven't worked with much, so keep that in mind. I don't know if this build's even going to work. They've recently updated the game to where you can adjust the thrusters of the power. So this should, in theory, make it to where it's going to be easier to make vehicles hover. The problem before is that the thruster was always wide open, so you used to put a sensor on the bottom and aim it down and also have the thruster right beside it, like kind of like the way it is here. And as the vehicle would go down, that sensor would kick in and it would kick the thruster on. Well, the problem used to be that the thruster was always wide open, and that would make it where it'd shoot the vehicle up in the air. The sensor would go out of range, thruster would cut off, it'd fall back down and just repeat itself. And it would basically just bounce, and it was really annoying. So that's why I really haven't worked with the thrusters much. So what I'm doing here, I'm kind of hiding, or I'm going to build them into the body a little bit. I'm going to try to hide them as best as possible. I don't want a bunch of thrusters just kind of poking out the bottom. So let's just build them up into the vehicle here, like so. And one of the big problems with this build is there's going to be a lot of balancing. Weight's a really huge issue here. There's going to be a lot of adjusting of the thrusters. There's going to be a lot of adjusting of the blocks. Just trying to get everything correct to where it hovers just nice and even. So right now I'm kind of doing just an outline. I'm just counting these blocks off and trying to make everything even. So you're going to see a lot of me just going back and forth to each side, just trying to mirror the best I can. That way it's going to save me any sort of heartache later. So anyways, this is kind of an outline. I think I'm going to place, I don't know how many thrusters I'm going to do in the back here, but I'm going to kind of place some blocks where I picture them where they're maybe going to be. I'm not 100% sure here. Anyways, I think we're going to use like this. I call it the half block. It's literally just this block that I'm sure that, well, to me there's not really much of a point other than it kind of gives some shape to a lot of your vehicles. I mean, I'm sure you can make like ramps and stuff out of it, but it's just kind of what I use it for. It's what a lot of people use it for, is to kind of give your vehicle some character. So let's do that. Let's point the front down a little bit and build around the cockpit here. Kind of make it where he's enclosed, and there's still something I'm waiting on. And Scrap Mechanic, please do it. First, this front end looks really stubby. Yeah. But anyways, what I'm talking about, what I would really love to see in the game, and I know I've seen it requested, and hopefully it's coming soon. There needs to be a glass block. From anything from when you have houses, buildings, I mean, just anything, like even a lot of the cars. There needs to be a glass block to where you can kind of enclose the cockpits and just make it look even better. So hopefully that's going to be on the agenda soon, because the last couple updates have been a little disappointing. We've gotten a lot of useless blocks. We got a toilet, some potted plants, and I think like a mattress. And I really don't have any use. I mean, maybe if you had like the survival element was in the game, that there might be a use to those, but right now it's just creative, so it's kind of a useless to me. I mean, I'm sure some people like the blocks. I mean, It would have been okay if they included those blocks and included some actual useful blocks and tools. So I'm a little disappointed with the last update. So hopefully they improve on that and give us some good blocks. But yeah, right here I'm gonna go ahead and just make this whole vehicle a little bit longer. It looked a little stubby there, so let's just give it a little bit more length. And let's go ahead and fill this back part in and make it come out a little bit. I think this is where I'm going to have my rockets. It's a little long there. There we go. And this is where, oh, I could say rockets. This is where my thrusters, my main back thrusters are going to sit. So let's go here. I know there's going to be a lot of blocks in the back, so I'm trying to make kind of a design in the front. Another reason I'm doing it is to kind of make it to where I've got, I wouldn't say it's going to be an even amount of weight, but I need more weight in this front. So let's do maybe like that. Oh, maybe I'll add some lights in here. That would look kind of cool. So let's grab. All right. Once I thought about it, this is going to be like one of my first builds. I don't use wheels. It's kind of odd. Actually, I take that back. I remember the amusement park ride I did. I don't think that had any wheels. So. It's going to be the second build I've done without any wheels. Anyways. Let's build the back up a little bit more. Now I'm kind of picturing this in my head. You know what? I'm going to do some side thrusters here. I'm going to have some sort of wing mechanism on the side, on the back, but I still think it's going to need a little bit of assistance in turning. So I think if I stick maybe a thruster or two, that must stick in the side of the long nose here. I think that'll help it turn. So let's build it up a little bit. That way it doesn't look awkward poking out. And let's cave in and build it into the body here. Maybe one there and maybe do another one right about, I don't know, probably here. So let's carve that out. Let's just do the same to the other. And I'll just map these to separate buttons. That way in theory, it'll turn it. Or at least it'll help it turn. It's not going to be I think that might be uneven. Let's see. Yeah, I'm off by a block here. It's not going to be the only way that it's going to have access to turn. I'm also going to build something on the sides, but I think this would assist, and this would make it probably make those really, really tight turns, or say if you almost want it just to spin in place. Also, it might not be a bad idea. Let me get rid of these lights here. It might not be a bad idea to stick a thruster out the front like this. This could almost act as like a brake. You can probably only need one. I'll go ahead and just stick the lights up here in the top. That would work. Say you're going really fast, you just kick that front thruster in, and it should slow the craft down. So that ought to work pretty good. That looks pretty good. I'm gonna build the bottom up a little bit, so I'm gonna try to cover those thrusters. We got a little bit of ideal also here to add a little bit more shape to the body here, kind of make it look a little bit more like an actual aircraft. So let's just add a little bit here, make it look like it's kind of like a wing, or actually might look a little bit like a shuttle once I think about it here. But let's go ahead and add this here, and we'll probably get the half blocks. That looks even. Let's get the half blocks here and fill these in and give it some shape. I don't know. I might even add another layer of those blocks. That looks pretty good. So I might add one more layer to make it not look really flat, because the back's going to be fairly bulky. So let's grab another layer of blocks here. Now I would have liked to have done this build out of metal, but I don't even want to attempt to. I know that's going to just be a world of hurt. So I'm going to just stick with wood on this one. Now I might add a little bit of metal here towards the front, depending on how the weight balances itself. If I can't do it with thrusters, I might have to add some weight in the nose. I'm not 100% sure here. Well, let's go ahead and finish this side up and place those. Okay, that looks pretty good. And I guess I need to finish this side up too. Alright, oh, not bad. Yeah, the more I look at this craft, the more excited I get. I'm actually kind of pumped. Hopefully this works, but here's a hint. If you're seeing this video, something worked somewhat. I'm not sure what it is. I mean, it could have been something where it barely works, but you know, if you're seeing this video now, something turned out right. Okay, like I said, I'm gonna place the back thrusters back here. So I need to build up around the cockpit. I'm gonna add some sort of, I don't know if I'm gonna make like a bar. Something's gonna come over the passenger or the pilot. Not sure yet what I'm gonna do. It would be nice to have glass blocks where I can add like a glass cockpit, but that's not possible yet. So let's go ahead and build a little bit of a back here and figure out my thruster situation. Thinking 3 across and maybe 1 here on the top. So let's build out this way, or as soon as I get up here. There we go. And let's place another thruster on the top. That looks good. I'm fairly happy. I'm not sure if that's gonna work, but I don't know, it looks good to me. Let's go ahead and add those. We're getting close to testing out, you know, see if it hovers for the first time. Hopefully it does. I'm pretty sure I'm not going to hit it on the first time, but hopefully it does something, at least something good. That looks okay. I'll add some more shape to this back. And let's go ahead and place these bottom thrusters. Got a little more work here to do. Let's see. There we go. Now I have access to all of them. Okay, I finished the thrusters up. Next, I'm going to show you, since this sensor is 1 block wide, I'm probably going to zigzag here and try to balance the weight out. But anyways, like I was saying earlier, the sensor works. Like, it will sit there and you hook it up to the thrusters, and like I said, as it comes down to the ground, it should kick in at some point. I don't know if you can adjust the distance. Maybe that's something, if you can't do it now, that might be a good idea for the future. Or maybe a future update, make it where you can adjust how far away you have to be to where you can activate these sensors. But I'm assuming, I've seen some other people somewhat do this, so I think this will work with the situation we have here. Let's see, let's place that one there. Just kind of keep this weight balanced here. Let's go ahead and place that one back here. I've got an odd man out here in the back. I think I placed on the opposite side in the front, so that should balance that. And now to start hooking all these bad boys up. It's going to take a little bit. Let's see. Here we go. All right. Okay. Got everything hooked up. We're adjusting the power. I'm going to try 3 on the power setting of the thruster. I have a feeling I'm going to need more. Just I have that gut feeling because I'm going to still add more to the bottom, more to the top, and then also I'm going to add kind of a little bit of a shell around these to cover them up a little bit. So we're going to start out with 3, and then we'll work from there to see if we need to add more, add less. Another idea, I might shift some. You know, I might have more power levels in the front to the back. I'm not exactly sure. This was one of the ways I thought, well, maybe I'll need more power in the back because of the weight. I won't need as much power in the front. But we're going to start off, we'll use 3 as our baseline, and then we'll adjust from there. So let's kick that off. And well, it floats. It's doing what I've seen it do in other people's videos. It does this weird bounce. So I'm going to have to work and try to find a balance here to get it to just hover. I just wanted to stay still. I don't want it to look like a lowrider here. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to do this with thrusters, or I'm going to do this with more weight, or how exactly I'm going to do this. It's going to take a little bit to figure out, but I'll work on it here and probably cut some of this out of the video because this is going to be a lot of back and forth work. Something that's probably going to be really tedious. I'm pretty sure a lot of people don't want to see it. So, I don't know. Let's go ahead and start building the bottom here. Alright, I've worked on the thrusters. I'm fairly happy with the progress I've made. I'm going to go ahead and build more on the top here. I talked about building somewhat of an enclosure for the cockpit. So I've got a little bar design I'm going to do and just kind of make it look like there's some sort of protection for a pilot here. So let's build that. Let's make this bar go down all the way to the body, and that should be good. Now I'll connect this to a controller and map it to a button inside the cockpit. It's really just for looks. That's not gonna work. Let's use the smaller one here. But yeah, this is really just for looks. There's not gonna be anything to it. I like the way I like it. I like it to somewhat look like it functions, or everything's got a purpose to it. Let's see. No, I don't need a bearing on this side. I just need to make it look like it's connected to the body here, like so. And oh, that's a problem. Forgot to put the wrong pipe there. It's supposed to look like it's actually. I need one that will make it where I can build on the other side and make it go down. And this thing's getting hard to jump on here, so I've got a stack of tires to get myself up on the craft. There we go. Need one here on the right to go down, and make a bar here, and we'll put a bar on the other. Well, as soon as I can get there, get a bar on the other side here, and we'll just fall right off. There we go. All right, looks like he's somewhat secure and hopefully not ready to die. Probably going to move on and do maybe the mechanisms on the side, or the wings. I don't know, whatever I'm going to call them. I don't know if they're even going to work. Let's close up the cockpit a little bit more here. Alright, we're ready to build the wings, or whatever we're going to use to kind of pitch the vehicle. So let's just do this all. We're going to do one bearing here. And let's just match up. It's 2 off, so it's 1, 2. There we go. Get that even on both sides. I'm thinking I'm going to attach maybe 2 thrusters aiming towards the back and maybe 1 to the side. That should make it to where it'll power forward, and also when I'm turning, I'm going to map it to where it activates that side thruster to kind of help it turn over a little bit. At least in theory, that's what I'm going to do. I don't know. We'll see how it works out here. Try to think of how I want to do this exactly. Can't be too heavy. I'd also think adding 3 thrusters, it's gonna add some stress. So I don't know. Let's make it 4 out here. I think I'm gonna start with 2 in the back, and then I'll see if I want to add that side one. And also, if that pile of junk that's to the right of this craft, if that's bothering anybody, that's just a build I'd started working on. I got mad midway through, and I started hitting the delete button and just broke it. And I just left it there as a reminder of, my screw-ups. So, anyways, let's get the thrusters here and get them on each side. And it looks a little bare. Maybe I'm going to put some half blocks on the front, give it a little bit of shape, maybe a little bit more of a wing shape here. I don't know, let's add some bottom blocks, and we'll do the half blocks here on the top. Let's grab it out and put it there. There we go. Alright. There's those. Line up some more here on the top. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to map these to the steering wheel, so in theory it should, one side should go 0.1, like up or down, and the other side should do the opposite. And that should kind of pitch it or roll the vehicle a little bit. I'm going to, between using that and using the side thrusters, I think we can get this thing turning really well. But only time will tell here. Let's go ahead and finish these wings up, and I think we're almost ready to give it our first test flight here, which this is gonna hopefully work. So let's just hope for the best. Go ahead and just finish mapping or hooking these up to the steering wheel, and should be about ready to go here. Actually, no, I need to do the buttons. All right, we're doing buttons now. Hook one here. No, wait, no, I can't hook the buttons to the sensors. I need to hook the buttons to the thrusters. I don't even know why I was looking at the bottom thrusters. Those work all off of sensors. But I've got I got 4 buttons here. I might need to add I think I need a 5th button. Anyways, I'm gonna hook some of these buttons to work on the side thrusters, the left and right. I'm gonna hook one to all the back thrusters. I'm gonna hook one up here to the front, and that'll be the brake thruster, and then I've got one hooked up to the bar that lowers the cockpit down. I need to add one more button here. Then we'll map all the back thrusters. So that should work. There we go. This will also be the thrusters attached to the wing here. Still thinking about, I'll see how this works. I'm probably still going to wind up adding a side thruster to those wings. Maybe get a little bit more stability and hopefully keep it from digging into the ground. And let's see, we'll map all backs to the second button. We'll do 3 and 4. Button 3 and 4 should be the left and right, the side thrusters, and that should be the brake thruster. Alright, I think we're all mapped and we're ready to test. Make sure I need to kick these up. These are going to need to be at max power back here because we need as much speed as possible. So, here we go. Alright, we're testing. Let's give it a shot here. I had an idea. I had figured when I was watching it a while ago, it was digging into the ground as it was hovering. So I mapped one of the front thrusters that's on the bottom. I mapped it to the back to try to pitch the nose up a little bit as it picks up speed. And this is working somewhat. I'm going to need some adjustments. I'm still clipping the bottom a little bit. I'm probably going to need some adjustments to the thrusters. I might actually need to add a little bit of power to the back because my back's sinking. So yeah, we'll do that. Add some power to the back, and we should be good to go. The little cockpit thing works pretty good. All right, we've readjusted thrusters. I've added a little bit of power, and we're still just skimming the nose here. Oh, there we go. This thing's it's a little bit of a hassle to control. I've got a lot of different buttons here mapped, and I'm just trying to get a feel for how I need to turn. The rolling works. It almost works a little too good, and oh. Okay, that was scrap mechanic physics here. Alright, we're testing again. I, once again, readjusted the front a little bit. We're, still digging in. I think I'm going to give those back thrusters a lot more power here. Yeah, because I'm digging, oh crap. Oh, jeez. Well, let's see if we can catch it here, and there it goes. I hate that button's map there. I'll have to wait for that to stop. Alright, we've tracked down the craft, readjusted the thrusters, and I think I'm finally to the point where I'm happy. The front, it doesn't dig in. It still occasionally skims the bottom, but it's keeping off of it pretty good. It handles actually really great. It turns really fast. I can use the side thrusters to turn it and spin it around. And the brake thruster works really good. The rolling, it's a little too much. I can use it occasionally to help pitch it, but sometimes it rolls over really quick. But overall, I'm really happy with how this turned out. I'm just happy it worked. Anyways, that's the build. That's my generic F-Zero racer. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Like I said, if you'd like to subscribe, if you want to like the video, anything helps. I'm continue to put these out. I'm looking at some other games. I'm looking at some other people maybe to join up and start doing some kind of team builds. But it looks glorious. It's just hovering and it works. Wouldn't say it's perfect. I could probably definitely work on it for another couple of hours to attempt to just perfect it. But I feel that it's definitely it's a very, very functional vehicle. So anyways, guys, I think we'll see you guys next time.